Hi everyone. Maybe you know us already, Sirplus. Doesn't ring a bell, yeah? So we are basically selling retailer. So we are a retailer selling sometimes conventional products. You know that brand, right? But also sometimes, yeah, more trendy products. Okay, nice porridge, right? Really beautiful. But also, sometimes the products are really special. They all have something in common. What is it? So they are actually saved because we at Sirplus, we make food saving mainstream. So basically all of them, all the products that we are selling are saved and should not exist anymore. So we are giving them a second life. Big vision actually, because when we think about it, there are so many people around the world that they don't have food and are striving, and that's why our mission is really to save as much as million tons of food that will be waste otherwise, and to go also in 15 countries, but first of all, Germany, huh? So, now you know basically the problem that we are trying to solve, but I will go deeper into it. And we had, and I don't want to tease you too much, we had quite a big challenge the last weeks, because we were broadcast on national TV. This is a teaser, because I won't speak about it now. I will let my developers doing this. And what was actually the learnings from this experience, because big rush actually we went through. But first of all, I want to explain a bit more the problems the society is right now, and what we try to solve actually. So 1/3 of all food is wasted worldwide, and in Germany it's like 18 million actually of tons of food, and so it's equals 1 truck load per minute. So it's true fact. It's quite big, and food waste is the 3rd biggest CO2 emitter after China and USA. So imagine the impact. But why? Why are we, what's wrong with that, right? So basically the reason why those products then wasted is because they don't fit with the norm, or they are overproduction. So the manufacturers sometimes they can't make it, can't sell everything, huh? Or there is sometimes logistic failures. So it's really or production failure, like there is something wrong with the packaging or something. And also the best before date, that's the most important thing, because what it's written here is actually we thought, oh, okay, sometimes when you are manufacturers, you can't really, producer, you can't really sell it. So you have a kind of limitation in the time, because the supermarket, they won't want your product if, the date is quite coming soon, so the best date. But actually, this whole concept, it's about quality of product, but it's not about exactly the taste, because they are also very good. So what the solution we are offering? So the surplus food, and we are saving it and making back into the economy. How does it work? So we have the farmers, the producers, the wholesaler, and we are saving the food after the tafel, of course, and bring it back into our stores. So we have 3 stores in Berlin, and also, of course, an online shop, in order to bring it back to the B2C, to the clients, to the end consumers. So basically, we buy surplus food for 1 to 5% of the original price, and we sell it 50% on average cheaper than it will be in normally on supermarket and stuff. Okay, so this is also our our Rettermarkt. That's in three stores in Berlin now. So one in Friedrichshain, one in Neukölln, and one in Steglitz. And I will give the mic to Hatem. We'll explain what challenge we were facing in the last weeks and how we deal with that.
Hello. As you guys might have heard, we were on the Höhle der Löwen, which is the German version of Shark Tank. In case you don't know about Shark Tank, it's a show where you go and present your firm, and you have investors that could potentially invest in your firm. And we knew that we were there, but we didn't yet know if our show or what we filmed there would be aired, and if it were aired, we didn't know when. So we got a notification of that we were gonna be on the show, and that the second thing is that we were on in 2 weeks. Then we decided to take a look at our shop, and it wasn't really ideal for what we were expecting. So we, as the online shop team, which is basically the three of us, thought that we might need some help. So we asked for help from eShop Guide, and they recommended Tante E. And we were decided that we had some faults in our website. The first one was the conversion. We didn't really hit what we wanted to do. The fault with the conversion was that we knew that we wanted to sell on that day because it was a really big opportunity. We know that the Höhle der Löwen has approximately 4 million viewers on that day, which means that a lot of them would be going to the website and would want to see what we have and potentially buy. We also knew that we would present what we have and that the visitors would know what we have to present and would just want to come and buy. So we wanted to make the website ideal for selling on the first version. And the second thing is our mobile first, which our mobile or our responsiveness of the website wasn't really ideal. And the page speed for the mobile was really bad. So the third thing is speed. Our speed, before me and Fred started working, the website took approximately 16 seconds to load, which is crazy. And we worked really hard on it, and we managed to get it down to 5.5 seconds. But the mobile speed was really a challenge. So we decided to take some steps. We knew that we wanted a new theme, and we wanted new products and new apps. And the way we would had done that is eShop Guide recommended that we use a new theme, which is made for speed. Yeah, it's the turbo theme. Our old theme was, or it's now our current theme because we switched back to it, is Empire theme. And we decided to sell new products because we sell boxes and we sell products alone, but we knew that there would gonna be a lot of people, so the boxes, we couldn't manage to pack all the boxes, so we decided to have boxes ready and sell those. So we wanted to sell like 2 kinds of boxes, so we decided to make new products and use new apps because of our subscription model that we wanted to use on that day wasn't really ideal, so we decided to use new apps. What we ended up with is this layout here, which we find it didn't and the end work that well, but it was what we wanted. It was like you went to the website, that's the first thing you saw. You could buy straight away and no much text. We thought, okay, the users would come and they knew what they wanted and they knew what it was in the box. So to see what's in the box, it wasn't really that obvious. And we also talked about what we were and everything. And this is what we ended up with. But to say what we learned on that day, I think Fred would be better in saying that.
Thank you. Hi, so a little background. Tom and I started at Sirplus mid of May. We're both student assistants. We have never worked before with Shopify, and when we heard that we had to set up a new theme in 10 to 12 days, we were like, yeah, okay, we can do that. But what have we learned? We learned that it's possible that you can set up a new theme inside such a short amount of time. We already had the settings all configured and most of the apps that we needed. So putting the theme together was possible. Also with the help of Adrian, the last 2 days, you helped us a lot with conversion. Like we had to go around the cart, wanted to go straight to the checkout, and he made that possible. Thank you for that. That's number 2, listen to your experts. If you have experts at hand, listen to them or reach out to them. You don't have to do it on your own, and they know better. If you're a newbie, like, yeah, we are still, but yeah, do that. That's a good idea to reach out to experts. Also, shortly before we knew that we will be supported in the TV show, we got to the Shopify Plus plan, and they provide a chat, which is very helpful. If you have any questions, they answer immediately inside, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes. Also very useful is that you can set up a different store under a different domain. And we used it to have a sandbox store where we could test apps without screwing up our main store. Very helpful. If you use apps, the App Store is quite big. And it could be very easy to say, okay, I need an app for subscriptions. And you find 3, look at each, and then you say, okay, that looks the best. And 1-click install, yay, here we go. Bad practice. Do your research, look at your requirements, and test them, write the support if you have questions. Don't rush. If you have no time, you have to rush, problems will occur. The subscription model, basically the same thing. Have an idea what you want to do with your subscription model, and if there is an app which provides the functionality. If the app doesn't provide the functionality, you might have to alter your subscription model, because if you try to do some hacky solution, that won't work as well. I will skip this one, Scrum and time pressure. Project management, very important. We had to learn it the hard way under huge time pressure, because Scrum and daily meetings also cost time. But in the end, it saves you a lot of time. If the organization doesn't fit, if you're misinterpreting jobs or tasks, you might have to do things double, and that takes more time away. Best case scenario approach. Our approach for the shop was, we were under the impression or thought that customers which come to our page knew what we are selling, but I don't know, how many of you saw the television show? A few? A couple, yeah. Half of the time wasn't about the product. Half of the time was a big rant about one of our CEOs. So yeah, I think quite a few people came to our page, clicked the product, were in the checkout process, but didn't buy because the television show or the few minutes we were in were not about our product. But yeah, all in all, I think from a technical view and setting up the store in such a short time, that was a successful approach, and we are kind of very proud that we managed to do that. And I want to thank you. And also thank you, Adrian and Oliver from eShop Guide, who were tremendous help. Yeah, and thank you for listening.